Dana here with Stella House Films. I make beautiful wedding films and I make creative content-filled commercials for your business. So today I am talking about what's involved in actually making a commercial for yourself and your business. And one thing, when I first started making these videos, I wasn't really making videos about what I did or who I was. I was showing you what I did during the day, how I made these awesome t-shirts, which I sell, by the way, at BigCartel.com/StellaHouse. However, the thing about me is that I don't like selling things. I'm not good in retail. I'm not good in online sales. I'm not good at phone sales. I hate trying to convince someone to buy anything. I hate it. I just want you to buy it if you need it or if you like it. I don't want to have to convince you of anything, right? So it took me a while to figure out that with these live videos that I'm doing, that I was going to have to figure out a way to tell you what I did and explain it to you really clearly. And that's what video is great for, whether live video or curated, manicured commercials, is telling people in a really concise, creative way what you're about without giving them too much information. So in these live videos, I give you way too much information, way too much backstory. So basically, they're just to keep me accountable. But if you want to know exactly what I'm about and exactly who I am, then you go to my websites, because the videos that are who I am and what I'm about are right at the top of the pages, so you can quickly see in a really short period of time if you want to hire me or not. But if you're thinking about making commercials for your business, having a creative, beautiful, quote, elevator pitch 30 to 90 second commercial is really the way to go, because well, here's the thing. Let's say you meet someone on the street, they give you a card, they're like, hey, look at my website. And or you hear about someone on Facebook, or someone tells you about a service you might need and you look them up. Do you read the copy first, or if they have a video about it, do you watch the video? And if your response is, I usually watch the video first, then you're like me, because my eyes are tired. I'm on the computer almost all day editing wedding films or commercials, and I don't want to read anymore. I just want to watch something to quickly figure out what you're about and see if I want to buy your service. So that's me. And if that's you too, then maybe a commercial is the best thing for your web page. So I made some notes so that I don't go too off topic, because I'm known to go really off topic. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about what it's like to actually get a commercial made by me or someone else that does commercial films. So how do I go about making a commercial? So who are you and what? So we meet, you're like, okay, I need a commercial. Who are you and what do you do? What is the purpose of your video? Did your web developer tell you you really need some video on your web page to drive traffic? That has actually been the case with several of my clients, where their web developers are like, hey, times are changing. You can't just have text on this front page. You need a video to maintain people on this page, because studies show that, you get 80% longer retention if you have a video on your front page. And it helps if that video is professional and showcases your business to the fullest extent, which means, you have that video on your homepage and it tells people within 30 seconds who you are and if they want to have anything to do with you. So they don't have to waste, 2 minutes watching the video to figure out if you're what they need or not. So it needs to be carefully curated, carefully scripted, and representative of who your brand is, who you're trying to target. So that's another thing we talk about when we first meet, is who do you want to target? I'm going to show you a few videos today of some photographers and some other clients who have hired me to create a commercial video. And just to keep in mind, a commercial video doesn't necessarily have to be like what you see on TV. A commercial video for your business can also be something really beautiful that correctly and authentically represents who you are. For instance, I've done several photographers, and one of them is Tammy Blaylock of Atta Girl Photography. Love you, Tammy. And she hired me to do, that sounded unauthentic, but I love Tammy, I really do. Anyway, she hired me to do a bridal commercial for her bridal photography business, and she also hired me to do a commercial for her high school portrait photography business. And two completely different target audiences, right? One is parents of high schoolers, and the other one is women or mothers who are looking to, you know, spend tons and tons of money on a wedding, which is usually who those two client groups are for that kind of audience. Of course, there's every now and then there's a dad or an aunt or, you know, someone else looking for wedding photography, but it's usually the bride and the mother of the bride. So I'm going to show you real quickly. I'm going to flip it. A little portion of what her video looked like.
My sole objective is to capture a beautiful legacy in photographs for you and your family. Be positive, be happy, be healthy, and be photographed.
Okay, so that was Tammy. And Tammy's with attagirlphotography.com. And she does amazing wedding photography and high school portrait photography. And so what we did when we met, this was the process. She's like, I need video for my website. And I need to drive traffic, and I want people to see who I am. And so we talked about who are you and who is your ideal client. And we formulated and we scripted locations and language and visuals that were congruent to her target audience. So we made sure the women looked elegant, the models looked age appropriate for the ages she was trying to target, that it was in a beautiful setting that was romantic and fairy-like. Oops. Which was the ranch that I live on. I do a lot of, the ranch where I live on is there's so many different locations that we don't have to pay to use because I live here. And so we can basically do whatever we want. You know, we could create we actually created several environments for her video. We created one in the big house so it looked like a wedding venue. The big house is like the big ranch house that was here on the ranch before, that's been on the ranch for forever. And then we did one with the horses and a nice big open field for that romantic kind of fairy tale-esque feeling. And then for her high school portraiture, we went to San Antonio and we did a very urban kind of feeling at the Pearl with metal and with a beautiful newly graduated high school senior that was just fun-loving and carefree. So it matched exactly who we wanted to target for both of those videos. And then let's say, okay, with Alamo Homebuyers, I created 3 videos for Alamo Homebuyers, and I've already showed you one in another there we go. I'm gonna flip it in another live video that I did. But for Alamo Homebuyers, we actually had to find some talent because we wanted to show John, the owner, with customers. And these are 30-second commercials. We wanted to show him with customers and always have, you know, the ways to contact him on the commercial all the time so that people didn't have to wait till the end or fast forward, or because some of these are going to be shown on TV, so that people constantly are able to contact him. So we had to hire some talent for him, and I was able to find the talent. And let me just show you.
Work and there's no commission to pay. So give me a call.
Call 210-300-4000 anytime. We're here to help.
Remember the Alamo Home Buyers, where we buy your problems.
Okay, so for that specific one, I'll put it back on the tripod. that was for Alamo home buyers. And so his target audience for Alamo home buyers is people that are looking to sell their home because they want to move into a smaller place, maybe into a retirement community. So we wanted to showcase those type of people in the commercials. So we made sure that we knew who his target audience was. Okay, there are people from this age group to this age group. There are people who are, you know, in a larger home, moving, looking to scale down. And we also wanted to make sure he came off as friendly, because John is incredibly friendly and incredibly charismatic. But I wanted to make sure it came through in a commercial in 30 seconds. So when he was talking, you know, he's a little nervous in front of the camera because he's not a TV guy. So we had to rehearse a bunch of times and like, John, smile, John, relax your shoulders. So it took a while, but by the end, I think he came across as very charismatic and affable, and as well constantly showing how to contact him for his product or service. Now, that was those are very commercials, right? Like, contact me now. Well, here's another type of commercial. This is for Dancing for Birth, which is a dance class. And Mila was a dancing instructor, and she wanted a longer film because basically there's very few people in the United States that do what she does, and it needed to be more of a story and more of a beautiful telling of what she does, with some background and some actual facts to back up what she does in terms of literature and medical information about how keeping yourself limber and before you give birth is beneficial to the baby and to the birthing process. So like we needed a whole lot of information in her video, and it's also a very short video. It's less than 2 minutes, but we were able to curate it in a way that and scripted in a way so that only the most important things were featured in the video. And let me show you a little bit about that.
To stand up for it, you can be empowered like never before. So come join us. Learn the most fun and efficient ways to do what your body was designed to do. Stand up for birth. We'll be standing with you.
And this is the end of the commercial, so all the content has already been talked about. So, here we go. Back to me. So, there's all these different kinds of ways to showcase your business that aren't in your typical commercial format. The way I deal with creatives, let's say, Shad Blair, he's a musician out of Austin, and he was about to have one of the biggest shows of his life at the Saxon Pub, and he knew that he wanted to do something for his website with his performance at the Saxon Pub. He wasn't quite sure what he wanted to do, but he knew he needed to document it in some way. So I'm like, well, let me just go down there, let me film a lot of stuff that's going on. I'll film your performance, and then I'll mix that with some of the visuals from the Saxon Pub and create a music video. And he's like, oh, that's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. I'm able to figure out what you need based on what you're going to do and what your goals and objectives are with creating a video. So if you need ideas, I could pretty much figure out what we need to do for your business in terms of video. Let me show you a little bit of what I did for Shad. Okay, so I did I set up a time lapse of the venue, street, and then typical music video text here at the bottom. And that's Shad. That's him and his band arriving.
Was a very
So for creatives, the ideas come really easily. For the more technical aspects, like a more technical business, we'd have to spend a lot more time figuring out exactly who you're going to target and how we're going to target that person, that group of people, and formulate the commercial so it's really specific and it's not as creative. All right. So we discussed, do you need it for web content? Are we trying to target a certain audience? Let's see what else. Are you making the video to send it to people? Like you are trying to let people know who you are across the country. So that video needs to be an informative video that showcases you to that person for the first time with the best face you can possibly have. So do we need to curate it in such a way that it's getting to know you kind of video to your target audience? Let's see. Do you need a professional video for your website to mix with some live videos or some home videos you made? That is also helpful to have one really good video on your website and then all your other homemade and live videos for people to get to know you further after they watch that professional video. Let's see. Also, in our meeting when we talk about your commercial, we talk about, are we going to need to make graphics for it? Are we going to need to hire people? Are we going to need to find more locations? I'm really good about figuring out where to do certain things and who to hire and finding that kind of talent. Okay. I think that is it. So I went over all my notes. I feel so accomplished. If you need to talk about video for your business, if you need help figuring out what kind of promotional video that might be helpful for your business, if you don't think you need video, share this with someone who you think might need video. So again, I'm Dana with Stella House Films. Please like my page, Stella House Films. And please share this with someone you think might benefit from it. And I will talk to you later.